Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gator Media Hockey Roundtable. Draft's over. Free agency has begun. The frenzy is upon us. But before we get into all that, we have some post-playoff injuries to break down, discuss here. And it looks like the Bruins will be without two of their, arguably, their two biggest stars. That being Brad Marchand and Pastrnak. Marchand has a sports hernia. It's out 4 months. And Pastrnak underwent right hip, I'll see if I can spell this right, or say this right, arthroscopy and labral repair. So basically,
Nailed it.
Arthritis in his hip and labral repair in his hip. Out 5 months, with the NHL hoping for a Jan 1 start-up again. They'd pushed it from December like we'd said a couple weeks ago. Do you guys think that it's going to set the Bruins back? But how much do you think it's going to set the Bruins back? Come, say Jan 1 starts.
I mean, obviously your two best players are out right off the hop. That doesn't help, but Boston's a really deep team.
That's true. I mean, they lost a little bit of depth. I mean, we're going to talk about it later where Krug went, but...
Krug left? No, I'm just kidding.
It's 2/3 of the perfection line,
Yeah.
as NBC would say.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, they haven't signed Chara yet.
No,
so.
but they're
Chara?
Chara, yeah.
the Big
Yeah,
Z.
he's coming back, isn't he?
I think he said he'd come back, but I don't think he actually contract yet, has he?
As far as I know, he hasn't signed yet.
Oh, okay.
But it's almost a guarantee.
I think it's a verbal agreement. Whatever's left.
Yeah, whatever's left, you give it to me and I'll take it. He's got the Mark McGuire deal going on. Keeping with Boston, we touched on Krug. He said he didn't have an offer from Boston. So, I mean...
I think Boston was in on the potential sweepstakes too, though, wouldn't they?
And the Ekman Larson, too.
Well, it sounds like Ekman Larson will only waive his no trade to Vancouver and Boston. They're only two teams.
Yeah, and they had till last Friday, and it didn't happen, so he said sticking in Arizona.
Well, he is actually staying now. Okay.
According to his agent, but the agents have lied before, so... But do you think it's a little bit of a snub to kind of just leave Krug out to dry? No phone calls, no...
Yeah, but they were trying to make deals throughout, previously.
Yeah. It didn't seem like he wanted to play ball, really. Like, he didn't want to take a short deal.
I don't think Boston didn't want to give him a lot of money. I don't think they did.
Yeah, from what I understood, he had taken, cheaper deals in the past. He's taken team-friendly deals in the past, and it sounded like he just wanted to kind of do his thing, actually get paid for what he's worth. Finally cash in, but I don't know. We'll get to a little bit later in the show if you guys think he actually cashed in, especially Scott's opinion. But other news around the league: Sens prospect, who they drafted at number 3, Stützle, has gone under surgery for a fractured hand. I mean, didn't set back Connor McDavid, so I don't think it'll set him back any. So.
It's always kind of scary.
Right off the bat, your draft is already undergoing his first surgery.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm no doctor, but I know, with just a lot of moving parts, like you break something, and then you might not be able to move it the same anymore after. I don't know.
I know what you're saying. You got not really a callus, but the bones fuse, and then they almost create hard tissue or hard bone, right? That's where you get arthritis, and you get. I mean, this is the complete wrong podcast. If you want that kind of stuff, go to Dr. Hockey Podcast, but which is a real podcast, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, no.
me too.
So, but yeah, I agree with what Scott's saying. Sometimes you get arthritis or you get buildup of calcium or whatever in that part where it heals, but I don't know. Like I said, didn't set McDavid back. When he broke his hand in that fight, he had an Erie, so. Other big news from around the league. Vegas Golden Knights have kind of rescinded their trade offers or whatever of Marc-Andre Fleury. he's sticking around.
This is gonna be like 12 million and 2 goalies.
Yep.
Which is a little surprising with all like the heat and a little bit of sourness from both sides. But Lehner's gone to undergo cleanup surgery on his shoulder, so I don't know if that has a little bit to play with it. I don't know. Says he'll be ready for camp. But
Fleury's gonna be ready for camp too after he gets that
knife out of his back.
yeah, the sword out of his back.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we have Alexis Lafreniere's first jersey. He signed his first deal. Number 13, Alexis Lafreniere. So, yeah, looks pretty sharp. I don't know what you guys think about the number 13. But
Has the font always been that small?
well, maybe it had to shrink it. I don't know.
The name's awfully long too, maybe.
I don't know.
You're talking about the name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember Jamie Lannister? He's always looked a little bit
It's like
smaller than the rest.
yeah, it went
because
down like his
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah. That's good for him. I expect to see him in the roster for game 1, like next season.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on the Rangers team too, a little bit younger. I think he'll find a spot, but not sure where he'll fit. But if he's as good as they say, he is probably top line or second line right away. But
yep.
Can only imagine him and Panarin on the line. It'd be crazy.
deadly.
Yeah.
Deadly good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Zibanejad. Forget about him.
Yeah, the most underrated player in the league. Okay, that's Barkov, but one of the most underrated players in the league. Looks like the Stars, just like Boston, had a bunch of injuries coming off their playoff run. With Sagan, same injury as Pasternak, torn left labrum, so he's out 4 months. And also on their team, hurt, Jimmy Benn with a shoulder injury. Bishop's had the knee surgery in May. Blake Como had a separated shoulder. Radka Faksa had a broken wrist. Rupe Hintz had a fractured ankle and a hurt hip. And Anton Hudobin had arm surgery to treat numbness in his arm. So they're a hurting unit.
In Tampa, just Tampa's. Like, it was crazy the list of guys that were out in the final game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, final few games, but it's crazy. I mean, Sagan played the whole time, so would have been.
Yeah.
And obviously Hudobin did too.
Yeah. Arm was just numb. It wasn't hurt. My arm's numb. I keep playing. We need you.
That's probably what Bishop was. I mean, you said May. He kept being unfit to go, eh? There was one game, didn't he play, right?
He played one game against Colorado and they lit him up. 5-goal game, I think.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't ready to come back.
No. It's crazy. Well, it looks like Mr. Game 7's retiring after 19 years. He said he made his crack to the NHL one day after his 19th birthday, and then 19 years later he's retiring. So he's Mr. Game 7 for a reason. He leads the entire league with Game 7 points, and he has 7 Game 7 goals, which shares the record with Glenn Anderson. So, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Always a guy you wanted on your team.
Mm-hmm. He won 3 cups?
Washington, right?
4 cups. 2 with the Kings.
Like what? And the Conn Smythe in 14 with the Kings.
He won with Carolina.
And Washington, right?
So 4 cups.
That's pretty cool.
Was he on that Caps team?
I don't know. Or was he in Carolina by then?
I think he was in Carolina by then. I think he was on the couple teams. I know he was on the year we played him. I know he was on that team. Blast. I'm just trying to think, did he leave or did he win the cup and then leave?
I want to say he was on Carolina by then.
I think so too.
We're gonna find out. 3-time Cup champ. 6, 12, 14.
Yeah. So you just missed out with Washington.
Yeah, because he was in Carolina in 17-18. It was his first year in Carolina after Washington. So
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, last year wasn't it the half season he played last year? No, year prior.
Yeah, he pulled the old Mike Fisher. They're gonna be good or not? That I can join them again?
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, good career. Have a happy retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Another player being advised not to play is Brian Little. He hasn't played a game since having a perforated eardrum when a puck hit him in the head 7 games into last season in November. So
And then they're saying don't play this year at all too.
doctors are advising him not to play. So
I wonder if he's 30 years old. He's not old, but
yeah.
I wonder if you get to a point like you miss, that'd be 2 full seasons basically. Like, kind of gets to the point. It's like it'd be hard to get back in game shape, missing that many years.
Do you
The
think
game's so fast? I don't know. Like,
but do you think that it's ever gonna be, if he's ever gonna be fit to play? I guess is the new fancy term they're using. If the doctor's saying don't play now, when is he gonna be able to actually play? Do you think it's? I think it's an injury that almost
it may never go away.
That can't heal almost because of whatever reason. Ears are pretty tricky thing with equilibrium and vertigo and things like that, right?
Yeah, but I mean they're gonna probably put him on long-term IR, and then now they can go.
They got Stasny.
That's probably why they could get Stasny too.
Yeah. And the last thing here before we jump into our main topic is Chicago Blackhawks. Their stars are not happy. Kane, Taves, and Seabrook are not happy with the moves that the management in Chicago's made lately.
Well, Taves said he didn't think they're he didn't think they're in a rebuild. He's like, we want to make the playoffs. He's like, I was not informed we're rebuilding this team. Because he's not happy with Saad being traded. He wasn't happy with Crawford being let go. And he's not happy with Drake Kajula being let go. He said that's depth forward. I don't know.
It's a pretty bad situation. Your captain's coming out saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think most GMs, when they're going to tear down, I think they say, hey, be prepared. We're going to tear this team down a bit and try to build it back up.
Well, not even just that. They made, they technically...
No, they made the playoffs. They beat the Oilers, so they made the playoffs.
Yes, but...
Oh, they never would have made the playoffs, yes.
They qualified for the playoffs. But, with the fancy style, they wouldn't have made it in the regular season.
Nope. A normal league.
In a normal year, that's what I mean. But they knocked off the Oilers. Like, this is Art Ross Trophy winner, Hart Trophy winner, Lindsay Trophy winner, and Connor McDavid. And that's the only 2 guys. Like, everyone thought the Oilers are going to go deep in the playoffs, and they got knocked off in 4 games to the Blackhawks. I mean, they prove that when they get there, they're a good team. I mean, they got pretty beaten up against the Golden Knights, but still, I don't know. I almost agree with what he's saying, but
you got to see it like from a fan standpoint. They are due for a rebuild, a tweak.
Yeah, but I don't think you trade. I agree. I don't think you trade Kajula or let him go or whatever. I think you let go Crawford.
Yeah.
I think maybe you let Saad go.
And if you can, get rid of Seabrook. If you can. Keith still has some game left. Keith actually played pretty good in the playoffs, I thought.
But they have the guys. They have Kubalik now too. Another great.
Well, they got to bring Cat. They got Kirby Doc.
Yeah. And they got Adam Boquist on defense, I believe. Right? So, I don't know.
So, I mean, there's a lot of young pieces mixed with old pieces.
and maybe that's what the management's thinking in Chicago. We they're not crappy players, but burn off the dead wood or whatever you want to call them, and then what's there will grow, right?
Yeah.
What they have, make room for them, or I don't know. I don't think the management there is stupid, so they must know what they're doing.
Well, you don't. Before you move on, you don't win 3 cups.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, same GM the whole time. You don't win 3 cups and become dumb overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I think so.
So one quick question: yes or no? Stan Bowman on the hot seat this year? This upcoming year?
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Hard to say. I don't
like.
What
I mean, who's in a way? It's like it's gonna come down to, are the owners okay with what he's doing? Because they might be full like, yeah, this is what we want him to do, even though the players are against it. The players don't fire. The players have no control of firing him, right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, your players are upset enough. Yeah, they have enough pull and star power that they can make some things happen. Look at Jack Eichel in Buffalo.
He's staying now.
Oh yeah, he's staying now.
He'll stay, and once we talk about why he's probably gonna stay.
Yeah, well, things are.
One of the reasons I think he'd probably at least stay one more year.
Yeah, for sure. And
okay,
we may as well jump in here to the. There we go. If I can pull it up here. The free agents and the transactions from around the league. We'll start with in alphabetical order here with Anaheim. And for those watching on YouTube, you can see the list, but we'll name off some of the key guys here. Bigger key guy, Kevin Shattenkirk. 3-year deal, $11.7 million.
Hey, look at that. I got my duster after the first team.
Which guy? Kevin Shattenkirk?
Oh, I don't
know. No, good for him for getting paid again.
Good for him to get. Yeah, Scott's right. He signed that big deal with
New York
Rangers. Yeah. Gets bought out. So he's getting paid there. Tampa goes, we'll give him, peanuts basically. Come play for us. He was actually really good in the playoffs. He had actually pretty good points and stuff. And Tampa goes, well, clearly we're not going to be able to afford him. He wants a raise, right?
Yeah.
And Anaheim goes, yeah, we'll pay him. Whatever, 3.9, what is it, 3.9? Yeah. 3.9 million. Sorry, but
it's too short of a playing window to offer that kind of a pay. That contract, I think.
Especially given
with Scott.
Especially given his history.
Yeah. I mean, I understand Anaheim. Yeah, you got the money, but I don't know.
It's not like they have to get to the floor or nothing. Like it's not like they're Ottawa where they have overpay some players to get. And it's 3 years. Like it's.
So if we're talking about some of the main, that's one of the ones I thought was kind of
Yeah.
That's my take on that, but.
And another player, a forward for their lineup. Not much I can really say about it. It's a depth piece. Derek Grant, 3 years, 4.5.
He's been in their system a little bit here, too.
Yeah. Good depth player. And obviously they have a bunch of, whatever you want to call them, entry-level contracts. Those are hard to discuss because they haven't really.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Until they develop or whatever. Some stuff happened in management-wise for the Coyotes. Jared Kozinin, Executive VP of Corporate and Premium Partnerships, whatever the world that means. And Daryl Plandowski, Director of Amateur Scouting, and Corey Benica, Amateur Scout. They're kind of just...
They're getting
new faces in there or something.
After all that scandal with the scouting, remember? They were tampering.
Mm-hmm.
And they got rid of, seems like now they're getting all the new scouts in there.
Well, they got new management too. But yeah, exactly. They got new scouts. And
they got Tyler Pitlick.
Yeah. Tyler Pitlick, 2 years, 3.5.
Yeah. Just kind of a depth bottom forward.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, really the only other bigger name player on that list would be Michael Grabner.
Getting waived and bought out.
Though, so.
Yeah.
Kind of shocked he got, like, they waived him bottom out. I thought they just let his... And they have one more year, I think.
At 4 or something. Like, he's not
Yeah,
like he's
like-
overly priced. It's enough.
I didn't think
but
he was playing that bad there, but I don't know.
he's a short penalty kill specialist. He had enough shorties to, more than some teams had altogether. But, moving on to Boston. Only had two movements.
Quiet.
Boston was quiet.
Very quiet. Craig Smith, 3 years at $9.3 million, and Kevin Miller, 1 year contract.
Which Kevin Miller's was already on their team, so that was a re-sign.
Greg Smith. Craig.
Craig.
He's been 20-goal guy the past 5 seasons.
For Nashville.
I did not know that.
I don't know if I knew. I didn't think he was quite that good, but
He's only getting 3.1. Wow, it's a good pickup for them then.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Boston keeping deep though.
Yeah.
That Mills their deep team, I think.
Yeah, keep those guys around. Moving on to Buffalo though, the guys that made a big splash.
I'd say almost one of the winners though.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Going through their team, Taylor Hall, 1 year, $8 million.
Well, for me on like Hall, one of the big, obviously second biggest name in the free agency. I mean, we all predicted 1 year pretty much, didn't we? 1 to 2. We knew it would be short term.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we said 9, so we were all pretty close to $8 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I think. I mean, it's hard to say, but I think Buffalo got better
Oh yeah, they did.
up front for sure.
You had Taylor Hall. You also had Eric Stahl.
I mean, I guess they got some pretty good key pieces.
We got Eichel. You got Skinner.
Well, it looks like they added Montour.
Yeah, you got Montour.
So-
1 year, 3.85. Cody Eakin, 2 years at 4.5.
Did you say something about Taylor Hall?
Yeah.
Didn't we all kind of think it'd be to like a contending team though?
Yeah.
Well, he quoted himself saying, "I want to win now."
Yeah.
And now you look, I have the quote here. It says, "I can see myself here for a while," when talking about Buffalo. So does he think Buffalo's a contender? Is he just saying that because
You know what I think what happened?
no one crickets?
He
or
actually,
what?
he actually didn't have as many offers as he thought he'd have.
Maybe.
And he just took the one that he had.
Do you think he wants to play with Jack Eichel too a little bit? Like, do you think the offers were on the table and he went, you know what, I want to play with Eichel and Skinner? Like, maybe the offensive talent's there more? I don't know.
I could see the only connection I guess he'd have with Eichel would be the
McDavid?
No, Ralph Kruger, right? He said he liked Ralph Kruger.
Yeah.
I just don't see why, like, that's enough to pull a star player like that to play for you.
Yeah, I don't think there wasn't many offers.
Not from the teams he wanted, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not from the.
He
From the
might have had
Blues or
5.
from
Say he
the-
had 5 offers. And the only one he went like, well, Buffalo has some upside. They got Eichel. They got. Or maybe the only other offers was Arizona. Or not Arizona. He played there. Or like somebody like I think New Jersey kind of was interested in him again. And he's probably like, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, good. I mean, you knew he was gonna get signed. He's too good not to get signed.
Yeah.
But I think this is a show me what you can do contract. 1 year, yeah, it's a lot of money, but are you gonna get 95 point player Hall like you had in New Jersey?
Yeah,
Or are you
Hart's
gonna
okay,
get injury ridden Hall? Like what Taylor Hall are you gonna get?
Yeah, I
That's the
don't.
key.
If you're not doing good by the, let's say, if you know you're going to be a bottom team, like quarter way through the season,
Yeah, if you're
get ready to ship them out.
It's actually a good friendly deal to, like, for trade bait.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very friendly because I mean,
no term.
we'll retain half the salary, get a whatever, a good thing, and he's off their books next year. So.
But yeah, good pickup for them. Like I said, I like them on tour one.
Mhm.
And Jurgensen's they re-signed. Yeah.
I think it's Gergensons.
Is it Jurgensen?
I think so.
Jurgens.
I think Jurgensen's is something else.
They also have Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah, and Ristolainen.
What's their deal with him? Apparently everybody wants him gone.
Yeah. And he wanted gone too, didn't he?
Who's that?
From Bruce Lyon.
I think he sounds like he was, yeah. Maybe not anymore, Taylor Hall.
What's with... Is Buffalo that crappy of a market to play in? Seems like everybody wants, like... Vander Kane was there, right? Yes.
Yep.
And he wanted out.
That's where he got started.
Yeah.
Ryan O'Reilly.
Ryan O'Reilly. He hated it there, apparently. Patrick Berglund.
Didn't even report.
Didn't report to camp even. So bad it was there, apparently. It's like...
I don't know.
And then all the rumors fly around. Eichel wants out. I don't know, but rumors fly around. He wants out, and it's like, is there something that bad in Buffalo?
Apparently the owners aren't very good.
Oh, well.
They probably create an environment that is not fun to be in. I don't know.
Ottawa knows.
Yeah. It was a little more public than the Buffalo situation.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess they signed Tobias Reeder 1 year, $700,000.
Mm-hmm.
Nice friendly cap deal. He might score 2 goals this year.
Yeah. Well, he scored more in Calgary than he did in Edmonton. Well, I mean, that's absolutely...
He didn't score a goal in
Yeah.
Edmonton, so...
Yeah, it don't take much. And
I guess, yeah.
another former Oiler, Brandon Davidson. That's why he went there, Hall. All my buds are going here.
I'd give... If we're rating him, I'd give Buffalo thumbs up. I'll just give him
Is it
thumbs up
thumbs
or
up?
thumbs down.
You can
Easy.
do thumbs to the side, too, for... If
Or-
it's just,
Shaking
Or-
them to the side.
Yeah.
yeah. And
I'd say Boston's thumbs up, too.
it's going to be... It's kind of neat. Taylor Hall has now played with the first and second overall pick in that draft. Well, he will. McDavid and Eichel now.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of neat.
Oh, random fact. In the past 40 years, I seen a stat that said Jaromir Jagr has played with a player that has won the cup in the past 40 years. Jaromir Jagr has been a teammate of somebody that's won the cup in the past 40 years.
Still.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 1980
Yeah.
to now, 2020, Jaromir Jagr has been a teammate, at least with one guy, all the way up to the cup now.
Kate, where do you have this stat from?
See it on Instagram.
Can you find it so that I can put it on the Instagram and Facebook page?
I'll find it for you after if I
Okay,
can.
well,
But
throw it up on social media if you guys can find it.
if I can find it, we'll put it up.
Yeah.
I think there's a little more to it. Like he's been a teammate, yeah, a lot past 40, and they're like, I thought it was maybe the finals, and like 39 of them have won the cup. Like some crazy, it's some weird stat.
Well, we'll try and
It was
find
very
it.
intriguing though. I thought.
We'll throw it up on
Sorry, it's
social media.
random. But
We'll throw it
Made me
on
think of
social
the
media
August
at Gator
2020
Media
stat.
Pod on Instagram and Facebook.com/Gator Media on Facebook. Get those plugs in now, apparently. And moving on to Calgary, though. That's with his random facts of the day.
sorry.
Calgary, actually, I think Calgary's
Give Calgary thumbs up too.
not a double thumbs up or golden thumbs up, something.
Golden. Okay, we're getting out of it.
But look at the Louis Domingue, great back. Does that mean that Big Save Dave's
No,
gone?
I'd say Domingue's the third guy. 2-way. 1 year, 2-way contract.
Yeah, you got
Would
it. Yeah.
indicate third string.
Good.
Buddy Robinson.
Buddy Robinson.
Woo.
Kind of their
Hey, not 2-way.
no.
That means he's sticking with the
He's
club.
back.
He's kind of a, I wouldn't say goon, but he's kind of an enforcer.
He's a big guy.
And Alex
Buddy.
yeah.
Buddy.
Alex Petrovic, 1 year, 2-way, 700,000.
So another just an extra defenseman.
Mhm. This next one I thought was actually really good. deal.
Probably one of the best deals of the day.
I think so. Jacob Markstrom, 6 years, 36 million, so 6 average.
You kind of scratch your head and go, I don't know, like, you paid whatever they paid. Vancouver paid 4 something for Holtby.
Mm-hmm.
4.5, I think, or something for Holtby. They didn't have the money to fork up an extra $1.5 million to keep Markstrom. The only question I have there is like, I
Yeah,
think
I don't know.
Markstrom has more up now than Holtby does.
I think so too, but do you think Holtby's a better veteran presence for Demko?
Yeah, I guess they're probably thinking Demko's the guy because Holtby's only a 2-year contract. We'll
Yeah.
get to that, but
But yeah, I think Markstrom's a great
I don't know.
pick. It makes Calgary harder to play against.
Would you say? Would you? Well, I know you agree. Would you agree, Markstrom? One of the better signings of the day.
Yeah.
I think for value wise, yes.
A lot of goalies. Well, how old is he right now? 30?
I think he's 30.
Yeah.
Well, it'll just go to show you, like, for example, Pecorine, would he win the Vezina, what, 35?
Yeah, I think
26?
something like that. Yeah.
So, I mean,
You're not done.
right,
You're done.
well, we've said on here before, goalies, their primes are, like, seem to be
Later.
like, later 30s.
They develop, yeah.
Yeah.
They hit their prime. Yeah, expensive
Well,
mid-30s.
Yeah, mid-30s. Yeah.
Well, they can. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Tim Thomas.
Tim Thomas.
You remember Martin Berger? Did he win the Vezina at 40?
I don't think he's quite that old, but he's pretty old.
Isn't he the oldest Vezina Trophy winning goalie or something like that? Maybe it was 38.
Yeah, he's pretty old though.
But age shouldn't be anything to worry about when it comes to this contract.
No, he'll only still be 36 when it's over. 37 maybe.
But even then, $6 million a year for a goalie is actually pretty.
For your number one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really good
For your
deal.
backup, that's a rip-off.
Yeah. And another tougher guy, I guess, Zach Ronaldo.
Well, they re-signed him, I
We
think.
signed him 1 year, 2-way, 700. Chris Tanev, 4 years, 18 million.
See, I like that signing too.
Mm-hmm.
That was one guy I was like, well, if Toronto got him, I'd be happy with that too, actually.
And former Leaf Byron Frais. I don't know exactly what a yep year is, but I left it in there because
You didn't type this, did you?
no,
Oh, okay.
this is the CBC. So,
Okay. Yep.
but it's like, if you guys can see it on YouTube, it's YEP and then dash year. So I don't know what that means exactly, unless it's a typo of some kind. I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be, but anyhow, 2-way contract for 1.45 million.
For his yep year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Thumbs up for sure for them.
Maybe it was supposed to be 2 year. I don't know. That makes more sense. 2 year at 1.45 would be 1.7 something or 700 something per. So anyhow,
For him, yeah.
Byron Frais. I always thought he was pretty good in Toronto. But. Moving on to the Hurricanes. They signed a lot of entry level contracts.
And Jesper Fast.
And Jesper Fast. And like we said, Justin Williams retired. So not a lot of splash. A lot of rumors floating around Carolina though.
Yeah, Carolina kept it pretty quiet.
I mean, you have
They're
Peter
not really a
Murray.
thumbs down, but they're
No.
not a thumbs up.
They're that, whatever that other thing he did was.
The-
But there's a lot of rumors with their goaltending. They're going to get Fred Anderson. They're going to trade Peter Mrazek to Edmonton. A lot of rumors floating around Carolina, but I don't know.
think they just played it safe.
I think so. Chicago, like we said earlier, the Stars are a little upset. Not Dallas Stars, but the Chicago Stars. Their players are a little upset with some of their trades.
So Malcolm Subban's their number one as of right now.
As
Wouldn't
of-
he
That's a big oof.
be? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But is there any Jimmy Howard? I guess is still there.
We'll get. I have a list
Oh,
of them
okay.
after.
I was gonna say, I'm
after we
curious
go
to see
through
what
this.
goalies would be out there for them for like a guy to split time even.
Yeah, Malcolm Subban, 2 years, 1.7. Lucas Wallmark, 1 year, 950,000. Matthias Janmark, 1 year, 2.25. I think they got Kubalik for a pretty good deal. 2 years at 7.4.
Yeah, he had 30 goals a year his first,
Mm-hmm.
his first year. I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle the Abs. They were a busy team.
But they were busy, and it's kind of funny. Some agent, I can't remember whose agent it was, but literally posted on social media, if Joe Sakic calls you, if he texts you, if he slides into your DMs, yeah, don't answer, don't pick up, don't text him back. If you see him at a meeting, just pretend you gotta go to the bathroom and don't come back. He'll probably take you to school. Like, which I mean,
How many trades has he done? And he seems to be able to come out winning.
when people thought he was, not cut out for this when he started.
Yeah.
Oh, the Patrick Watt thing kind of blew up in his face, and getting Joe McGinley and getting Daniel Brea, all that stuff kind of blew up in his face. Now look at him. The Duchesne trade, the Kadri trade.
It's because you guys were patient with him.
Mm-hmm.
You kept him around long enough that let him develop into a good GM instead of just like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, look at the trade here. Brandon Saad and Dennis Gilbert. Don't know a lot about Dennis Gilbert, but I think it's more of a prospect pickup. For Anton Lindblom and Nikita Zadorov.
Well, it's Zadorov wanted out, so.
Yeah. Or I don't know exactly what the deal was with
I don't
Zadorov.
even want it out, or like they couldn't pay it. I don't know. There was something there that wasn't going to work with them.
All year it seemed like he wasn't sticking around Big Z, so.
Assad, great. I think like good depth pickup.
Good depth pickup. We have
Even
the money
if he's
right
playing
now.
on your third line, like he'd be a good player.
I think that's where he'd probably slide in, but. Yeah, but
He
he could also
did score 30 goals one year.
But I could see him sliding into the second. I could even see him playing on the top line with McKinnon and whoever ran
And
there.
the funny
and
part
squad.
is, he's still in his 20s.
When he's won the cup multiple times.
Huh.
He's played for Chicago multiple times.
He's a good player.
And then when he's not any good in Colorado, Chicago will
Probably
get him
take him
back.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, his contract will be up in 2 years? Something like that. So I'll be off the books for when McKinnon has to resign, which will be nice. A lot of re-signings here, which I'm actually happy about. Ryan Graves, who was really solid in the top line with Makar. 3-year, $9.48 million. They went and got Devin Taves from the Islanders for a second-round pick in 2021, as well as a second pick in 2022. Decent pickup. I don't know a lot about Devin Taves, but what I've seen in the playoffs.
Yeah, he played for the Islanders. Yeah.
In the playoffs, I thought he was pretty good. Big Val, Valeri Nichushkin, 2 years at $5 million. He kind of proved his worth last year. More of a bottom two-line guy.
15 goals or something.
Yeah, he was pretty good for us. Kind of took a chance on him after what happened in Dallas kind of didn't pan out. So, Jason Megna, minor league guy. Andre Burakovsky, I'm happy we re-signed him. 2 years, 9.8. He's really good in the second line in Colorado. Got a really good shot, good goal scorer. Very clutch in the playoffs. Mikko Salamaki we re-signed, and Mike Viscioni. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. 1 year, $700,000. Kiefer Sherwood. I feel like I saw his name on this list already. So 1 year, $700,000, and Sheldon Dries, $700,000 as well. So
Yeah, I think they did pretty good.
I think they do really good. I don't.
Thumbs up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Moves.
Yeah.
Everybody so far is good.
Yeah. And Columbus, a guy I thought would stay in Minnesota forever, signed there. Mikko Koivu. For pretty cheap, actually.
Yeah.
1 year, 1.75. And they got Cliff Poo from the Panthers for Marcus Nudavara. And actually the big trade that they made, Max Omi.
Yeah.
For
Josh Anderson.
doesn't even say it here, but they'll probably say it on the Habs one for Josh Anderson.
Yeah.
And they sent.
They signed Max Domi for 2 year, 10.6.
Yeah, so 5.3 per. Do you think that's high, low? Would you?
Probably where he would be.
Yeah.
Around the 5, yeah.
I think he slots into Columbus very good. He fits their. Did we talk about him last week? No.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Pretty sure we did, because I said fits their needs.
Yeah, that's probably where I got that from you. And it's Cole Sherwood. The other one was Kiefer Sherwood. And they signed him and signed him over to the KHL. And Alexander Tessier went to the home of Andre the Giant, Grenoble, France. And they bought out Alex Wenberg. So, moving on to Dallas. Radek Fox got signed, 5 years, $16.25. And they signed Anthony Dobin, 3 years,
Basically
10
just
and a half.
re-send guys.
Yeah, and Sakura,
Dobin, Sakura, yeah.
10-3, and Mark Pysyk.
Sakura, it's funny, like, he makes 1.5 now, but I think Scott pointed out to me, like, he was making like 5.5 when he played for the Oilers.
Yeah.
That was not long ago, and now but I mean, he got bought out, so he doesn't need, he's getting money bought out, and now he's getting money.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting money from different areas, so he doesn't really.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think he was worth as much as the Oilers were giving him, but
No.
sometimes I think Edmonton wasn't the best place to play at that time. So I think you had to give a little bit more money to get people to come play for you.
Yeah, they did good with the re-signs.
Mm-hmm. Yep, well, made it to the Cup Finals, so
Yeah.
really, what do you have to change up?
I like the... Sorry. I like the Hudobin re-sign.
Yeah, fairly reasonable price, and for all you know, he's your starter next year.
If Bishop can't go, or somehow,
or he's out longer.
Yeah.
Moving on to Detroit, who actually made a lot of trade. Can't even fit on the full page here. Well, Colorado's lost Nemesnikov, which is not a big deal for Colorado, but they lost him to Detroit. 2 years at $4 million. Torrey Stetcher, 2 years at 3.4. Thomas Griesch, 2 years at 7.2, which I thought was quite a bit.
Thomas Griesch is their number one, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Him and Bernier, I think.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. They'll probably just split those two, I would think.
I just think
they're on the rebuild, so they're just.
I guess so.
You need somebody to fill the roster spots.
Yeah.
Right.
I just look at what Hudobin made.
But if you notice, 2 year.
Bobby Ryan's 1 year.
Bobby Ryan's 1 year, but like first few guys are 2 years, so it's like.
Yeah.
Like nobody's higher than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they're rebuilding, and then see ya, all those guys go.
Yeah,
just filled roster spots
for
the years we were building
while they develop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked last week. They let go Abdigator and Joey Valeno. They put him in Sweden. Don't know if he's still developing or if they kind of given up. Because he was very high draft pick, 4th, I think. Moving on to the Oilers. Tyson Barrie, 3.75 for 1 year. What are your thoughts on his signing?
Money's fair. He's under 4, so money's fair.
Yeah.
And the Oilers are probably smart that they only did 1 year with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's the type of guy, I don't know if he can commit long term with him. He's not. I don't think he's good enough. Well, what I seen, I didn't think he was good enough in his own end.
So really, is that good of a fit in Edmonton?
I think he would. I mean, their power play was the best last year, but I was gonna say I think they'd help their power play, but I don't know if their power play can get it much better. So. It's
a good rock on defense or on the power play.
Honestly, I think it's 1 year because it's a guy to replace Clefbaum for the year.
Yeah.
Unless he ends up being really good, and then they're like, "Well, we'll sign him again, probably."
For $5 million.
But somebody said, seen somewhere they said, "Oh, that's the Oilers' new whipping boy, named Barrie." So.
Yeah. I could see it being the other guy. I could see it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I don't know. Tyson, I will say in Toronto he was one of the whipping boys.
I could see it being. So, I could see it being this guy right here. Kyle Turris being the new whipping boy, but 2 years at $3.3 million. I mean, he's a fair deal. It's a good center.
You know what? The only thing about Turris, he could get lost amongst the forwards. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know, but
Tyson Barrie's probably gonna play a lot, I would assume. So he's just gonna get he might be top line pair Barrie, where Kyle Turris could be in the bottom 6 forwards, and
I think he's supposed to be on the 3rd line center.
Yeah, so Nuge can play with somebody, because apparently they need help on the wing or something. I see Kyle Turris being their new Sam Gagner. That's the way I see it. Maybe it's just a feeling I have about him.
Yeah.
Because he's been kind of ragdolled a little bit on other teams he's played for. Oh, you make too much money and all this. I mean, that's not a problem now, but you look at, and when he was in Nashville, he was criticized a lot for not playing up to his potential. But
yeah.
He could go and score 30 goals. Who knows?
We'll see what happens. I mean, they re-signed Tyler Ennis, 1 year, $1 million.
Yeah.
They got Anton Forsberg, 1 year, $700,000.
Good third goaltender.
Yeah. They
Seth Griffith. So that when he gets put on waivers, Toronto can pick him up again.
Yeah.
For the 4th time. But yeah, you want to talk about Jesse Puljujärvi?
They finally got Jesse Puljujärvi to agree to a 2-year, $2.35 million contract.
Mm-hmm.
So there is 1 year wingers for the top 2 lines.
Not if you read here. Assigned to Carter Pot.
That's to the start of the season, though. That's till January 1st.
Maybe.
A lot of teams are doing that. Like that Texier, he's France till start of the season, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, with him, he might just. I'm just gonna stay here. Actually, I don't know. And then probably one of the bigger signings for the Oilers would Mike Smith, 1 year, $2 million.
Yeah, overpaid, underpaid, fairly paid.
I think that's pretty fair for him. $2 million for your number.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, probably your number one.
You don't have lots of faith in Koskinen?
I think he's gonna play lots too. I think it's gonna be pretty split, but Smith will get the edge. Tippett likes Smith.
I know he does.
Which can
To a
be
fault
can
almost.
be the downfall sometimes. But
yeah,
it seemed like the Oilers were trying to get any other goalie, but they just either didn't have the money to get one of those goalies, or they're like, well, better sign Smith. It's better than not having.
Well, that's the thing you heard about Peter Mrazek. Well, I don't think they have the pieces to sign Peter Mrazek.
Oh,
Trade, sorry. But let's move on to the Florida Panthers, who signed, what did they say, future Maple Leaf Radko Gudas? Well, they were wrong, because he signed a 3-year, $7.5 million deal in Florida.
Yeah. Good pickup for them.
Very good pickup for them.
Solid defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Wenberg.
1 year, 2.25 per, and Defini Hinostroza, 2 year, $1 million. 2 year, $1 million. It's only $500,000 per contract. I thought the league minimum was $700,000. No,
I think it is $700,000. That might be the other way around. That might be 1 year, $2 million.
Maybe. Come on, CBC. What are you doing?
I would think that's what it'd be. 1 year, $2 million. Yeah. So nothing too crazy.
No. Which is not always a bad thing. And Kings. They went and they got Elias Anderson from the Rangers for a 2nd round pick. And I wonder if he'll play for them. If you remember, he went home or whatever because he was having issues in New York. Wouldn't report to their farm team or something. He also threw a silver medal into the stands. So, thinking he's got maybe some anger problems. I don't know. But anyhow, we talked about Oli Mata last time. And a bunch of other players they'd signed for league minimum just to play in their farm team or depth or something.
Or acquired picks, looks like too.
Yeah, these picks were from the draft.
Yeah, from the draft, yeah.
And Minnesota. They went and, like I said before,
Holy man, pretty big list.
they signed a lot of guys. I mean, a majority of them are base contracts for players. But big one here, Cam Talbot, 3 years, $11 million.
So he's their number one.
So he's the number one, replacing
3.3.
Replacing the old Devin Dubnyk.
They got younger. I think Talbot's a little bit younger than Dubnyk.
I think so. Cheaper, and I think that was the main thing. I think
he's just their goalie.
Yeah.
To get over through the rebuild, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like you'd said before.
I mean, none of the other signings are really big. You know what I mean? Like, I guess they got Nick Bonino. For a 2nd round pick, or excuse me, Nick Bonino and a 2nd round pick and a 3rd round pick from the Preds for Kunin and a 4th. So decent pickup. It's always good to have depth centers. Yep.
And they named a new assistant to the GM. So he's their Dwight Schrute, Michael Murray. So moving on to the Habs. I think Habs actually did really good.
They did, yeah. They picked up Toffoli, 4 years, $17 million. I like that contract. I mean, he's a guy I'd take on my team for sure. Also, so
yeah.
Victor Mete, 1 year, $735,000.
And then they obviously we talked about that Josh Anderson trade last week, but they signed him now, 7 years, $38.5 million. I believe that works out to 5 point. Is it 5 point something? 5.5. I thought it was 5.5.
So who's getting paid more? Anderson? Like
38.5.
average.
Than Domi?
No, average.
5.5 for Anderson, and what did we say for Domi?
5.2.
2?
Yes,
5.25 or something like that.
I mean, in comparison to Foley, though, what's
Toffoli's 4 years at 17.
It's 4 point.
That's just over 4 million.
do you think Toffoli's should be being paid more than Anderson?
I think Toffoli's more proven.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with Josh Anderson, he was hurt last year. I think he made 1.8 million last year, and he was hurt.
And now all of a
Montreal
sudden it's
signs him.
like,
Now it's like boom, 7 years, 5.5,
without even doing anything.
and I was like, you were hurt all last year.
Yeah.
Like, that's quite the raise for not playing in between
Mm-hmm.
to me. But I mean, they're probably judging that he scored 30 goals one year. It's like, yeah,
Wow.
I've been there. David Clarkson scored 30 goals one year. And look what we did.
Paid him way more than 5.5.
Yeah, 7.3
Mm-hmm.
years.
Just for him to. I don't
Just for him to jump off the bench when Kessel was fighting the Giant.
know. He's dropping the beanstalk
Yeah.
there. But according to the Habs, Josh Anderson is something they needed. So let's see if it pays off.
Oh, don't care. I think he's a good player. I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he might be worth every penny when it comes time. But as of now, you're judging based on. I mean, like I said, he was hurt last year, so you're giving that big a raise based on just.
Super small sample size, and it's not even the 5.5 per. It's the 7 years. It's kind of alarming for
What
me.
if he turns into a guy underneath him, Carl Alsner,
Oh, yeah.
right? Doesn't pan it like. I mean, Carl Alsner, a little bit different, but you know what I mean, though, right?
Yep.
You end up having to buy him out. But
Exactly.
moving on.
Moving on to the Preds. And former Leaf Casimir Kaskasheau has moved on from the Leafs. Signed a 1-year, 2-way, $700,000. Not that it really matters. We'll get to the guy the Leafs signed to replace him in a minute here.
Brad Richardson.
Brad Richardson, veteran, who's the youngest veteran in the league because he's been a veteran for probably 10 years already. But
That's true. He's been around my whole life.
he's been around since the
Hey,
early
Brad
2000s.
Richardson, like that name has been around forever.
Do some-
1 year, 1 mil. And then Nashville signed Oilers ex-Oiler defenseman Matt Benning.
See, I thought he was the whipping boy.
He definitely was. I think 2 years, $2 million, and then Nick Cousins 2 years, $3 million,
Mhm.
and then obviously they bought out Kyle Turris.
And
Mark Borowiecki,
and Borwitzky.
Oh yeah, 2 year, $4 million.
Borocop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
And,
I like that was a good signing for them. I mean, Benning will probably be fine in Nashville,
mhm.
right? Like Reed Wilkins on 630 Ched, he's shocked that they didn't keep Benning. He's like, he was kind of shocked.
Who are we gonna whip now?
Who we gonna whip?
And Steve Santini they waived, and he was in the PK Subban trade from the Devils.
Okay.
So he was one of
Not,
the keyer
not
pieces.
that the Devils are really winning that trade. Subban has not lived up to.
Honestly, I almost forgot he was in New Jersey.
I know. Which is New Jersey next?
Yeah, and before we move on, Brad Richardson, drafted in 2003 by Colorado. Playing career was 2005.
That's probably why it feels. That's 15 years.
Holy man.
And he's only 35 years old.
Also, if he plays 5 more, he'd be 20 years. Yeah.
Let's move on to the Devils. The Devils.
Always got him and Brad Richards confused.
Oh yeah, because
Brad Richards and Brad Richards' son.
Yeah.
and his son.
Or by the time they messed
Wait
up.
a minute, Brad Richards' son is playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. They messed up his jersey in Carolina. Or not Carolina. Kings. Rich Harson.
Yeah.
They missed the D. And everyone's laughing.
Well, Devils signed Scott Redwood. Re-signed, I should say. 1 year, 2-way, $700,000. And they signed Corey Crawford.
Yeah.
2 year, 7.8. So at least Corey Crawford got a job. And actually pretty quick too. Like they didn't let him sit too long.
And they waived the other Corey.
and then Corey Crawford got waived too. No,
Yeah.
Corey Schneider got put on waivers, which was like expected, especially after Corey Crawford.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, sorry, that happened before Corey Crawford. So they were planning on getting another goalie beforehand.
Yeah.
And then they acquired Ryan Murray from the Blue Jackets for a 2021 fifth round draft pick. So
Is Murray really that underperforming in Columbus, or
Must be.
thank you.
Second
pointing that
overall
out.
pick.
Fifth.
No, but like
Oh yeah, he was a second. Yeah, yeah.
I
But
thought
yeah.
he was like on the second pairing.
I know he's like fifth round pick. I'm like, cap dump. Now, how else
What?
would that make sense to me? But
I don't know. I thought he was a better player.
maybe
I've been,
is okay. Maybe he's not as good.
I've always been saying it.
I mean, he
they
ain't
should have
no,
picked him over Nail.
he
Like,
ain't no Seth Jones, but in Columbus. But I mean, he's a
no,
beast.
but I've always
Mhm.
said, oh, they should have picked him instead of Yakupov, which maybe they still should have. But
Well, Ryan Murray's still in the
because
league,
Ryan
so.
Murray's supposed to, yeah, Ryan Murray is a better defenseman, stayed home. Well, they're dumping him for a fifth. His value's not that
Oh.
high.
Okay, yeah. And I believe the next team, New York Islanders, is where Corey Schneider ended up. No?
If it is, it's not confirmed yet.
Okay.
'Cause
I
I've
thought
heard-
Corey Schneider went to them, but maybe not. I could be wrong. Maybe it was somebody else. I thought he went to the Islanders, but while you're looking that up, Austin Zarnik.
You're correct. Currently playing with the Islanders.
Okay.
But CBC, maybe it happened and they didn't update it yet.
2-year, two-way, 1.45. And Sebastian Aho, the other one, the defenseman.
Yeah.
Re-signed 2-year, 1.45 also.
And another trade they got from Colorado. Got AJ Greer for Kyle Burrows. Small trade. AJ Greer was kind of a grinder, fighter kind of guy, so. He didn't seemingly have a home in Colorado, so.
Did they mention the Devin Tays trade on the Colorado?
Yeah.
Did they?
They did.
Okay.
This thing is weird because I don't know. They don't put them on both. They just put them on
Yeah.
one. But come on,
Okay.
CBC, get your stuff together.
Taves inside Colorado.
Yeah.
yeah,
Devin though.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Imagine that, Sod. You know, we're gonna go get Taves too. Oh yeah, right on. I like Taves. That ends up being
He
Devin
shows up.
Taves.
Devin Taves.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Kane too. Evander Kane.
Not actually a ton for the Rangers.
Other
Worth
than-
mentioning, except Jack Johnson.
And this guy right here.
1 year, 1.15 for Jack Johnson. That's
Yeah.
a good, actually, fair pickup. And Keith Kincaid, 2 years, 1.75. And obviously, Lafreniere, 3 years, a 3-year entry level contract, sorry.
Yeah.
So, but they're pretty quiet for big pieces, but they have big pieces, like young guys, so they don't really need to go after any of the big fish.
The Senators.
Senators, obviously when they're bigger, they went and got Matt Murray.
Yep.
For a second round.
Yeah.
Yeah, second round pick.
And center Jonathan Gruden.
Whoever that is.
That's just a prospect.
But yeah. And then they went and signed him 5-year, $25 million, so $5 million a season. I mean, good for them, and good for him too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad he went somewhere else because I did not want him in Toronto. So
Sioux. He's part of the Sioux.
So
Apparently, Dubas likes the Sioux. Well, he was there, I guess.
they got Gabranson too from Anaheim for a 5th round pick.
And Austin
Which
Watts.
is weird that you look a 5th round pick for Gabranson and a 5th round pick for Murray. I
Mhm.
thought Murray was quite a bit better than Gabranson.
That's what I mean. His value must have dropped, or they're dumping cap.
It's got to be Cap.
And another one they went and traded for Austin Watson for a 4th round pick.
They certainly got a lot tougher with Watson and Goodbranson.
Yeah, that's what.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like teams are kind of getting not goons, but like just tougher. Like Florida got Gudis, and even Toronto, they went and got Simmons, and
Well, he's not that tough.
no, but he is tougher than
yeah,
he's tougher than what we got.
he'll hit.
Actually, this division, Ottawa got tougher. Toronto got a couple guys like a guy that can hit. Montreal got tougher.
Yeah.
And you could argue Florida, Gudis. So.
Not Boston.
Not Boston. Yeah,
2 guys hurt.
I guess, yeah.
And next team on our list, the Flyers.
They were pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet.
Re-signed Justin Braun.
And Brian Elliott, which we
And-
talked about last week.
And we talked about Niskanen already.
Eric Gustafsson.
Yes, Gustafsson. You know he was a 60-point player 1 year?
In Chicago. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's defenseman too. 1 year, $3
Mhm.
million. I mean, he might not hit 60 again, but
No, but solid enough.
I didn't
defenseman.
realize he was like. I'm like, oh man, he's really good.
He had 1 good year. Yeah.
Well, 1 good year.
Pittsburgh. They didn't do too much other than sign some younger players and waive Jack Johnson, re-signed Tristan Jarry.
Yeah, pretty quiet on the free agency front, but
Well, last week they made some wheels and deals.
well, Jimmy Rutherford had to take a break a little bit.
Yeah. Thanksgiving weekend he took off.
Yeah.
Took the week of Thanksgiving off apparently. I guess Canadian Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving down in America. And San Jose, they've signed your buddy Pat Marlowe.
700,000. You know what's weird? Like 2 years ago, he was making like over $6 million.
He's still making
I mean, yeah, but do you know what I mean?
from
Like,
Carolina, which is weird.
Toronto signed him to that big deal, and here he is a few years later making 700,000.
He's 45 games from Gordie Howe.
I think 45 to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's fifth. Like, there's guys in between. He'll pass. Mark Messier will be on there.
Yeah, but
He's gotta
Gordie's at the top
yes,
though.
Gordie's the top.
And I think he'll do it if they play a full 82. Because he's
Better
Mr.
not.
Whoa, calm down here.
Just kidding.
He's Mr. Iron Man here. He won't beat what's his name, Doug Jarvis. But
Doug Jarvis, no.
he'd have to play
I
probably
think Doug
5.
Jarvis is 13 years in a row.
Yeah.
Without missing a game. It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Matt Nieto. 1 year, 700,000.
Kyle, news to you, eh?
Yeah, apparently.
And, yeah.
And you know what?
Kevin
They
LeBlanc,
they paid
They
what
made
they said it would.
They made up like they said
Made
they would, yeah.
4 years, 18.9. For the other year, he took what, $1 million?
$1 million last year.
It was such a friendly contract that the league actually investigated it.
Yeah.
To make sure there wasn't no underhanded
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That just shows you that there's loyalty there, I guess.
Yeah.
From on both sides.
Yeah.
And Nosen, and big signings here.
And then we already talked about
We
Dubnik
already talked about those guys last week.
Ooh, Scott, you gotta
Oh boy.
share the news with us.
Yeah, they
Well, major signing.
Majors.
Kyle Clifford.
got,
They got tougher.
yeah.
2 year, $2 million. There's rumblings Steen's gonna go on the LTIR,
Oh, okay.
so that's probably, one guy to take his spot. And then
Who's
Also
the
got-
next guy?
I think he was leading AHL scorer last year, if I'm correct about that, or something. Sam Manis.
You don't even know what that is. You just want to say his name.
Well, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I don't know.
But 2 year, 2A, 1.45 mil.
Also rounded out the roster with Curtis McKenzie, 1 year, 2A, 700,000. Predators legend Steven Santini, 1 year, 2A, 700,000. John Gillies, the goalie position, 1 year, 2A, 700,000. Man, these are getting repetitive. Like, gee. And I mean, probably the second best available defenseman, Torrey Krug. Re-ups. He signs a 7-year, $45.5 million contract.
He was thinking re-ups because he's potential.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
Then I'll just mention Nolan Stevens, another AHL guy. But just going back to the Krug signing,
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it. Second best available guy after is pretty much the captain wasn't going to resign, so Doug Armstrong went and got him instead of just, putting all the money that Alex was going to resign. And really excited for the pairing of Colton Parayko, Torrey Krug. So I think this is going to be a good top pairing. I mean, I just hope people don't expect Torrey Krug to replace Alex Pietrangelo, which is going to be the case, I think, with most fans.
Yeah.
But
well, the comparison, like you said, will always be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they play two different games.
Mm-hmm.
Torrey Krug likes to skate with the puck.
Yeah.
And
not saying Pietrangelo doesn't, but
Torrey Krug has been known to throw his weight around, especially got Robert Thomas in the 2019 final. So
I did see that.
Isn't it kind of weird he's playing for the...
Yeah.
But, what are your guys' thoughts on Pietrangelo's comments that he was caught off guard by them signing Krug?
I think St. Louis did the right thing and said, well, whatever, you're not going to make it. We've tried with you. And
you got to think of the team first before you think of a single player.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I was just... Because it goes back to last year. Do you guys remember what the Islanders did to Robin Lehner?
Yeah.
Almost like they threw him... They went and signed Varlamov, and they didn't even really think about him.
Let's be honest. St. Louis could have went... Because potential signing didn't happen. Like, Krug signed on the day of free agency with St. Louis, right?
They did.
Potential signed yesterday?
Yeah.
Monday? So say Monday. Just even Monday. Okay, St. Louis goes, we're going to wait for Pietrangelo. I think this is going to work. Somebody swoops in, signs Krug. Oh, Pietrangelo goes to Vegas like it happened.
Well, they're left holding
And
the
then
bag.
St. Louis goes, well, we should never waited for Pietrangelo. We could have just went and got Krug. He was interested, but we were kind of...
He wanted to sign here, but we were obviously waiting for Alex to make up his mind.
Now you do that, and now you're like, you got nothing.
Yep.
So you got to pounce. Sometimes you got to pounce on that and say, potentially you tried with him. You had up until the free agency to try with him, and they were. It didn't work, so he had his shot.
Well, and then
be there.
Today, I think he said something like, the closer he got to free agency, the more he wanted to leave. Because he was looking for another challenge. It's like, okay, then you go and sign with probably the best team to possibly win the cup next. You really consider that a challenge?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Wow. I don't know. You could look at it.
I'm a little salty. But
No, I'd be too. It means your captain.
You could look at it. He wants to win the cup with the expansion team. I don't know, but I agree with Scott. They're basically already a cup contender team.
Oh, they are a cup contender. They're in the top 5 teams.
It's the exact opposite of what Taylor Hall did. Like I want to win. I want to win. And signs with a team that is a perennial, for lack of a better term, perennial loser when it comes to making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And he did the exact. I want to challenge, so I'm going to sign with a team that probably now I'm on there. We're going to win the cup next year. Like, but who knows? They might do worse with him on their team. Who knows?
Probably not, but yeah.
I've heard a lot of things about Vegas being kind of like look at Gallant, their GM, a lot of their players. They come in for a few years and then gone, out the door again. They're almost like a rotating door team.
And I also believe St. Louis is possibly looking at filing a tampering case against Vegas for possibly talking to Pietrangelo before the free agency period.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know how far that's going to get because apparently the Islanders did the same thing to Toronto for John Tavares signing.
Okay.
But the league wasn't able to find like any evidence against the Leafs, so it was kind of swept under the rug.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I think it'd be hard to prove it, but yeah.
Especially in the bubble.
Yep.
It'd be even harder because they're literally all in the same place.
Yeah.
St. Louis is there, Vegas is there. There's going to be contact, so it's, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so I know when going, like Scott said, Tavares, in January of that year, like, we were already eyeing up. him before.
Just wondering, like, sorry, this is kind of off topic,
Yeah.
but it's like, I wonder what you could consider tampering. Like,
Yeah.
oh, let's say you have a bunch of players, like guys on different teams or friends.
Yeah.
And then they could be like, hey, listen, the GM, he really wants you to come play for us next year.
Yeah.
Would you consider that tampering?
I don't know.
I'll put in a good word for you. Is that tampering?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not
It's
sure.
like this is the plan. If you come play for us, it's like
Yeah, I don't know
I don't know. I think that's tampering, but you can't really keep a tab on it.
how. No, that'd be way too hard.
When you could always send somebody that's not has anything to do with the team.
Yeah.
Oh, your cousin Jim? How about we send him to St. Louis? He can talk to him and take him to dinner and tell him about how awesome
Yeah.
Las Vegas is.
Yeah.
Like,
There'd be no proof.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you had lunch with this guy. Oh, so we're friends. Like,
But it happens to be his cousin.
yeah. Like, I don't know. Moving on to Tampa, who made a decent amount of signings.
A lot of
be-
nothing too big though.
No, re-up Pat Maroon, Luke Shen.
So they're winning the cup next year again.
yeah. Former
I mean,
Leaf, Andreas Borgman.
They got rid of Tyler Johnson. Though.
Tyler Johnson cleared waivers.
So he's in the front team.
Apparently, yeah.
He'd be on the front team.
Unless they're buying him out.
Yeah, but it didn't say intent to buy out that time. Usually it does. But yeah, it's probably to buy out.
Wow. Yeah. I haven't heard any rumors about buying out at all. It's kind of sad that he's going to be a farm team guy.
You know, it's not even like he's bad. It's just they need to.
Yeah, he's not a bad player. He's just not good enough for the other guys that they want to re-sign. Like, he's not ranked higher than, Sergachev or, I guess even Sherrell. Like, all those guys that they have to sign.
Man, I'd be so mad if I was Johnson.
Well,
It's just because they need.
But
They need somebody.
It's business, I guess.
They need somebody to clear cap.
well, it's not like they didn't try. Johnson himself and them were working hard together to get a deal done. So he can go play somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's not for lack of effort. I don't know.
Nice.
But at the end of the day, oh yeah, we can't trade you, so we're gonna just put you down and
Like Scott said, it's a business.
yeah, I guess so. But that's when people shouldn't be upset when guys go home and then you throw snakes at them, like or whatever they're gonna do.
No one does that.
I was like, there was this comment. It was like, the Toronto Maple Leafs tampering was Kyle Dubas going back in time and giving John Tavares Toronto Maple Leafs pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, we're on.
Yeah. Speaking of Toronto,
That's what we win for all night, boys.
yeah. There's your answer to Kazimir Kaska show right here.
Aaron Dell.
Aaron Dell,
1
1 year,
year.
800,000.
Yeah.
I can try to move this without setting everything off, or you can see
There
it
we go.
better.
There's no glare now.
Oh, let me click that
I
button.
mean, Jimmy VC, 1 year, 900,000. Happy with that. Bottom 6 forward, a little bit of depth. I mean, he, like Scott said today to me, he said maybe he'll actually put up some numbers like he was supposed to. At least pan out a little bit. Then we got Joey Anderson from the Devils for Andreas Janssen. That was a cap dump, clearly. I don't think that Joey Anderson makes. I think he's under $1 million even. Then we got Travis Boyd, 1 year, 700,000. Zach Bogosian, I like this one, 1 year, $1 million. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not Shattenkirk where we paid, because he was on that team too and he played pretty good.
what's another guy Dubas has been eyeing up for a long time?
Yeah, there's another guy, Scott. That's the other guy I was thinking a little bit tougher. Gosian makes it a little bit tougher in the back.
Mm.
But Wayne Simmons, 1 year, 1.5. Also like that signing. They're all like cheap, like none of them are crazy. I mean, Brody's the most, 4 years at 20 million. So that's $5 million a season. I think it makes our defense better. Him and Riley and Muzzin.
Yep.
So
And all the other ones that happened last week. So
yes, but yeah,
what are your
pretty happy. I think by us on Friday when we got the Brody deal done, you knew Petrangelo was not coming.
Yeah.
That's $5 million there. So you're like, okay.
which was kind of a relief.
But it sounded like the Petrangelo Dubas said it wasn't even close. We weren't even in the same. That's what he says. I don't know.
Wow, who knows?
I mean, he could just say that and it was close, and then he just said it wasn't just because
Yeah.
he can say what he wants, right? But yeah, nothing too crazy with us otherwise.
No, definitely
just depth.
not. What are your thoughts on the rumors that Jumbo Joe's coming to TO? There's
If, to be honest, he signs a deal like Marlowe or Spezza, 700,000, I'd say yeah.
that was what Betts signed for a while.
Wow.
Well, I thought it was a little more than that, but
I think he wouldn't be here if it was a little more than that, to be honest.
Wow.
But
I mean, there's mutual interest, is what they're saying, and it's in early talks. And it sounds like some Leaf stars have reportedly tried to sell Jumbo Joe on the team. So is that is that tampering? like, I mean, he's a UFA, but still, like that
I
kind
mean,
of
now
stuff.
they can, right? But
Yeah.
they might have been doing that for a while. But like, it's like Thornton's coming home, so for him that's awesome. He's from there.
Yeah.
He's from Ontario. For me, it's like Jumbo Joe was one of the best players of his era.
Yeah.
Right? So it'd be kind of cool, I guess, if he came and he was a Leaf. It's like when Marlowe came, it was awesome. Marlowe had more game than Thornton.
And hopefully
Has
more,
when he's
and had
coming.
more cost, hopefully.
And it's, I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I would take him because he's a character guy. Well, you interview, he's a down to earth, funny guy. I think he's kind of loose in the room. Like, I think it'd actually kind of help our younger guys. A little bit more, like, it's a character. Well, you remember what he said about Thomas Hurdle if he scored 4 goals.
You'd whip it out or something.
Whip it out and
Play the old flute.
yeah.
Well, not okay, not.
Well, you know what I mean. So.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, you're gonna interview him, he's gonna be like, I don't know. It's like when Drew Doughty gets interviewed. He's funny, or Brent Burns.
Or Chris
They're all, like,
Pronger.
You're not
yeah,
getting
they're-
your cliche
Yes.
responses.
Yeah, you're not. So I'd take him because he would give a little bit of character to.
And he might be. I think Patrick Marleau losing him was one of the worst things that happened to the Leafs.
Yeah, and we would never have lost him if his deal wasn't such a cap hit.
Yep.
He'd still be there probably. I don't think he would have went to Pittsburgh because he would never had to make all these.
Yeah.
Right? He'd probably still be there because it's hard to go back when. I mean, I guess you could have signed him now. Right?
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think he wanted to come back to
No,
Toronto. I don't know.
But that's the thing. You go sign Spets and Thornton and Marley, and then it's like, oh man, like our bottom line is like pushing 40. Like some guys pushing 40, some are 40.
And your top lines are pushing 40 million.
Yeah.
So.
But
moving
yeah,
on.
if Thornton comes, if he's around that money, I guess welcome to the team.
And if you can make him, if you can make it fit, yeah.
Like I said, he gives a little bit of character and veteran presence. So.
Moving on to the Vancouver Canucks. They went and got themselves Nate Schmidt from the Knights for a 3rd round pick.
And we all know why
Yeah.
that trade was made.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Tyler Mott for 2 years, 2.45. And Braden Holtby, 2 years, 8.6. And Zach McEwen, 2 years at 1.65. And Ashton Sautner at 1 year at 700. So I don't know what you guys thought Braden Holtby, but kind of their big splash.
I don't know. It's good pickup for Vancouver because they couldn't get Markstrom. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be like, what the hell are you signing him for? Well, they couldn't get Markstrom, so they got him. He was probably the second best goalie, I think, available. You could argue
Yeah.
Markstrom was the top.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Would you agree? I don't know.
I think so.
Not by a landslide,
No.
by no means, but so good for them. I mean,
Yeah.
all the other stuff's kind of. I mean, I guess Nate Schmidt, to be honest, was Vancouver helping Vegas out a bit, I think, more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
I mean, it gives them an extra defenseman, don't get me wrong, but
it adds depth, I guess. Like maybe you could say they took advantage of their situation, but
well, hey, I guess
let's
Vegas.
move on to the biggest signing.
Sorry, is Nate Schmidt like a 30, 40 point guy or?
I think it's just a
See if more offensive or defensive.
I think he's defensive.
I believe he's a defensive defenseman. Yeah.
Stay at home kind of guy. Vegas did. I mean, they obviously signed the biggest fish, but we've talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
7 years, 61.6 million, which was 8.8, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Overpay.
Actually, he got a little bit less than I thought he would get. Well, I was more.
We
thinking,
thought for sure over 9 he was gonna get.
yeah. Well, I was pretty certain he'd come to Toronto and be 10. Dude, this is magic number. Give him 11. I mean, obviously a really good pickup for them,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel sorry for their cap situation.
Nope, me either.
No.
But yeah, good pickup, I guess, for them. Good player, but yeah,
They kind of handcuffed themselves in it, I guess.
I mean,
It might pay off now. I guess if they win the cup next year, or the year after, it'll pay off. I mean, you got the championship ring. That pays off as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter how much you pay the guys if you win the championship, but
and they signed Thomas Yurko 1 year, 700,000. He played for the Oilers last year.
Yep.
Yeah, not much, I don't think, but he played for the Oilers.
and Chandler Stevenson, 4 years, 11 million per, or not per. Sorry, 4 years, 11.
Okay.
They really. That's why they're cap problem.
Yeah, no respect for the cap.
Yeah.
That's where their cap problem is.
Yeah.
Stevenson.
No. 4 years, 11 mil total. Good player. He was on the cup winning team with Capitals. Decent center. This will be the team to watch to see if, I mean, especially if this move pays off and some of the other moves they've had to make.
Has this guy played a game for them yet? Reed Duke?
I'm not sure.
Why is that?
He was like their first guy that they signed
Oh, really?
ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting.
I have to click on it after. We'll click on it after we do Washington and Winnipeg.
Yeah, we'll finish up and then we'll go there quick and just check.
They signed
Washington.
TVR.
Yep, TVR, and they signed obviously Lundqvist,
Mm-hmm.
1 year, 1.5, which good for him. He got a job.
Mm-hmm.
They kept Brandon Dillon, I think. Oh, no, we talked about that last week. They got Justin Schultz.
Yeah.
2 years, 8 million, so 4 million per.
So some small
It might
stuff.
be a touch high for him. I don't know. He was not bad in Pittsburgh.
No,
And
I
he's
thought
been
he was
hurt
pretty
too,
good.
so Lundqvist is kind of interesting to know. Do you think he could take number 1? Is he still good enough to take number 1? Because their other goalie's young.
Samsonov, yeah.
I think they're gonna do the split.
I think he'll play like 35 games next year. I don't know what the season's going to be for game wise.
Okay, say 60, because that's the
If
number.
it's a
I've seen.
60 games,
It's gonna be
season,
30-30. You think
Yeah.
30-30?
I think it'll be maybe he'll play 25. I don't think he'll play quite half, but he'll play near half.
No, you don't think?
I don't think he'll play more, but he could play more. He
I
could
was
play 40
potentially
games.
leaning towards the other way.
You
He
think-
would play more.
Oh, okay.
Potentially. Like, I still think he almost could be good enough to steal the crease at times.
And he very well could. He could be hot.
I mean,
He
he's
could-
not going to steal the crease and that guy's getting traded.
No, of course not.
But I could see him stealing for stretches of the season.
Do you think they just go with who's ever hot at the time?
That's possible. I mean,
Well,
when you
they figure if the season starts January 1st, I think they want to get to the playoffs by May, June kind of thing. They figure there's going to be a lot of back-to-back games. Like, you guys will be playing, like, a lot of back-to-backs. So they figure you're going to have 2 goalies. Like, you're going to have goalies that can play.
good ones that can play.
That's the thing. You look, all these teams are going to have duos instead of just one clear cut.
Well, that's where good teams like Vegas, if they keep Fleury,
Well, if they can.
they're gonna have him Laner. They're gonna have Dallas with Bishop, Udobin. You got, even San Jose, Dubnik and Jones. If
Yeah.
they decide to keep them, which I think
Maybe
they're
that's
going
what
to.
maybe that they've been told, like, there's gonna be a lot of back to backs. Maybe that's why all these guys are taken. Like maybe that's why they took on Dubnyk, and that's why. Because you're kind of wondering, why are they taking on Dubnyk? They have Jones.
Yeah,
But yeah, that makes sense.
it could be.
Okay.
And our last team here,
Winnipeg
Winnipeg.
did nothing.
Not
Oh no,
much.
they made a trade.
Paul Stastny,
Biggest thing they did.
which we had mentioned a little earlier, but it's Paul Stastny from the Knights for Carl Dahlstrom and a conditional fourth, which replaces Little, like we said earlier.
Paul Stastny was actually pretty good when he was in Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was effective, I should say.
He fit their team very well.
Yeah. So he'll fit right in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Nathan Beaulieu, 2 years at 2.5.
And Spiza.
Lucas Spiza, wasn't he a Leaf at one time?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Who am I thinking of?
Luka Caputi.
Luka Caputi. There you go. And
Oh, and Nate Thompson.
And
1 year, 750,000.
I think we talked about DeMello last. Oh no, we didn't.
Nope.
That happened the next day. 4 years at 12. And before we look at the potential UFA still out there, let's click on Reed Duke for a second. Just answer Scott's question. If it loads. On the computer. There he is. He's from Calgary, Alberta. Picked in the 6th round by Minnesota. Looks like he has played nothing. Oh no, there we go, game log. No matches found for this player. Sorry, Scott, he hasn't played a game yet for him.
Well, maybe this is the year.
Maybe, yeah.
Cool.
Time will tell. But let's take a look Duster of the Week?
Well, I kind of mentioned it already. I mean, I thought the Shattenkirk one was. I mean, not knocking Shattenkirk. He had a good playoffs, but I just think that hard to judge a guy that. I mean, he got bought out, signed for cheap, in Anaheim. So it's not really Shattenkirk's not the Duster. I guess the Ducks would be the Duster because they're the one that paid him this. Then they go and pay him close to $4 million. It's like if you're getting Shattenkirk that played, you're basing it off of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think
And he was in
I don't know.
Tampa.
That is pretty fair though. Tampa's really stacked. Like Tampa can make guys look good that maybe on another team wouldn't look as good,
Well, it's
Mhm.
like Patrick Kane can make anybody look good.
right? So I would say him. I don't know, and I think I want to say Vegas maybe too, only because they
Not the-
they put themselves in a bad cap spot. I mean, I'm one to talk. I mean, Toronto does that all the time, so
You know from experience.
I know from experience. But and like, just I don't know. I just don't seem they don't seem to know what they're doing with Marc-Andre Fleury too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like trade him or not. Like, seems like they're kind of like, oh, we're gonna trade him. No, we're not gonna trade him now. And then like your watch, they'll be like, oh, we're gonna trade him. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I just have some beef with Vegas.
It sounds
I
like
don't
it.
know why.
Yeah, they're going to getting all the good players.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
take
like,
it. Yeah.
well, you look at the names that are there.
Yeah, they went
Just
and got
taking everybody's captain pretty much. Pacioretty,
yeah.
Changelo.
I think Stone was an assistant though.
Was he?
Like one
Okay.
of the better guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was one. He was like their best forward, I think, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Vegas, cap issues, and not trading Marc-Andre Fleury because I think they should have traded Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah.
Right. That was, to be honest, kind of the right thing to do. Would you trade Fleury? Get him out of there because that's not. He's a good guy, so I don't know. And then, like I said, the Shattenkirk deal is kind of one that sticks out for me as one of the not so good deals of the day. But I guess that's just my opinion.
Well, it's your Duster, so you can award it to whoever you want. And yeah, that's all we got so far in this episode. Before we go, that's not what I wanted to click on. Before we go, if I can get this to work for me. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do that via Facebook, Instagram, which I'll leave down in the description below, and also head on over to gatormedia.com and use our Phoenix link. Use the code hockey to get 15% off your purchase order, and also head on over to our pals over here, our other affiliate program, Pete and Pedro, and you can King is now out, and you can get it. I've already ordered some. It's on the way. And I've ordered some other little goodies that I'll share with the rest of you guys when it comes. So, a little exciting. Other products I tried to show you guys last time, but it didn't. Hopefully it works this time. They got Rebel, which is really good stuff. Sea salt spray, some putty. And yeah, just use our link down in the description below. Check out their great products that they got here. They were also trying to do in Shark Tank. We're not picked up by the Sharks. And yeah, head on over to this thing, enter your email, you get 15% off. And they always have sales for discounts stuff. They'll send you emails. Use our link, helps us out, keeps this podcast running as efficiently as it is, which sometimes isn't always the most efficient. But yeah, I appreciate you guys checking out the podcast, the YouTube page, whatever you want to call it now. You can find us on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe on YouTube, and do whatever it is you do on podcasts. Find them wherever you can find them. Thank you guys for watching, listening. We'll see you guys next time.